Okay, what's up YouTube? I'm here in the kitchen. This is my 400 subscriber special. I'm filming this when I have 350 subscribers. Wishful thinking, you know? Wishful thinking, wishful drinking. But I'm not drinking right now, but I'm home alone. So I have to take advantage of this rare opportunity from when my fiance is not here to stop me from doing bad things. Normally that would be me drinking a lot or smoking a lot, but I'm not doing either of those right now. So what can I do that's gonna harm me physically and make me feel bad, that it doesn't involve those things? Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the XL ramen challenge. And yes, delightfully, there is a puzzle on the back with a little kitty cat. Amazing. I got this at H Mart, and I'm gonna do it up old school style. The lights are off in my kitchen, and I also am filming this for the second time because I'm vain, and the overhead lighting in my kitchen, I washed back some of it and made me look like a fucking ghoul. It made me look ghoulish, and I'm hoping that the flash will be more flattering because I'm getting older. I'm pushing 30, and it's making me feel bad about myself. So girls gotta eat, you know? Anyways, let's get down to it. So the XL ramen challenge, it comes with these delightful 4 ramen packets because they want you to know that this is only for mukbang challengers, okay? This isn't child's play. This is not for the girls. This is for the warrior, poet, philosopher kings, and that is what I am right now. The way that this was delivered really made me feel like I was like Steve Amory unpackaging like a Korean War ration. It comes with these packets, flake and real kimchi soup. It had a soup base packet that I threw away because it had like 5 different artificial things in it. That it had like artificial chicken, artificial smoke, artificial beef bone broth, artificial fish, and I just really don't like the super artificial ramen flavors, so I'm gonna make my own broth. Well, it has the kimchi soup, which is like kimchi and shit, so that's fine. I just didn't want all the other stuff. So I'm gonna do chicken broth. I'm gonna saute some, tip over. I'm gonna saute some ginger and some garlic and some onion. I think I have a red onion in my fridge. So I'm gonna do ginger and onion and garlic, and then I also have my own chili oil that I made to make it spicy. And then I have some sesame oil, and I have some soy sauce, and I have some rice vinegar, and I think I have squid sauce and I have fish sauce, so I might put one of those in. The kimchi has shrimp paste in it, so it might be fishy enough. I will decide once I get there. I eat ramen a lot for whenever I want to do lazy dinner, but usually I add like a bunch of eggs to it, and I'll put like bacon in it and a bunch of vegetables. But I think since this is a 4X challenge, I don't need to do that. Only for mukbang challengers. It's only for mukbang challengers. So I'm gonna start cooking this, and then once it's all made all together, we'll sit down, we'll have a chat, and I'll eat all this ramen. And hopefully I'll be sweating really profusely for like humorous intent. Okay guys, the ramen's done cooking. I decided actually to add vegetables to it just so I don't feel too bad about eating this much ramen, and also I think having all of one flavor would kind of be really boring after a while, so I put some green beans and some kale in it as well. I'm going to transfer it to this large mixing bowl that I have because I don't feel like eating out of styrofoam because I'm a classy girl. Yeah. So we're going to go about, I don't know, I think I'm just going to dump it in there. I don't just like pour it all over the counter. Okay, yeah, we're going corner method. But this is just to show you, it's all in there. I'm not cheating on the mukbang challenge. I'm putting all the stuff in there. This is a lot of noodles. This is an overwhelming amount of noodles. Oh, I dropped my phone in the sink, but this is what we're working with. This is a very large bowl. Here's my hand for scale. And I have normal sized hands. It's a lot of noodles. Okay, hopefully this doesn't fall. Hey everyone. This light isn't on because it doesn't work. If you could see in the background, you would see that I have a long cord running from my bedroom. Oh my god, let me have it. All right. Running from my bedroom to my kitchen because I live in a podunk house and half the electricity went out like 2 months ago, and so we've been using an extension cord and a power strip to power stuff in one half of the house. My electrician texted me like 2 days ago. I forgot to respond. I just remembered that. So this light doesn't work because this room, the lights don't work. Half of the kitchen works, half doesn't. It's a mixed bag. The side with the fridge works in the oven, so who cares? Doesn't matter. Anyways, I've got my big bowl of ramen. Yum, yum, yum. And I've also got a glass of ginger lemon tea. I used the ginger peel to make the tea. Now I have a problem here, is that I'm really not hungry. I don't know why. I've only eaten like one meal today. I had a bagel sandwich this morning with a grapefruit and some juice at like 10 or at 11 a.m. It is currently almost 9 p.m. It's been 10 hours since my last meal. I knew I was going to do this, so I was like, oh, I'll have a light lunch. I ended up not even eating a lunch because I wasn't hungry. But I did have like several oatmeal cookies because I made cowboy cookies today, which if you haven't made them, really try it out. They're my grandma's favorite. I send them to her sometimes. But they're oatmeal cookies with chocolate chips and coconut, and usually it's like pecans or walnuts or something. I just use whatever nuts I have available. Today I did pumpkin seeds because I was going to a board game party this afternoon, and I didn't know if people were going to be allergic to nuts, so I just went with seeds instead. They're great. They're great. They were a hit. I ate several of them for lunch, probably 3 to 4 small cookies. Usually that would not make me not hungry. It has for some reason. This looks, and I don't want to eat this. So you need to appreciate me. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mom, tell your dad. I don't care. Let's get the subs flowing in. Actually, I don't care about this. About subscribers. I don't know. It is nice to have people. Like I have 350 right now. As I said, I'm filming this early. And that is nice. I've had that many on like Instagram, but those were all people that I like vaguely knew or like met once at college drunkenly. And then we followed each other and we never talk again, but we view each other's stories every day. But that doesn't count. You are all people. This channel's under a fake name, by the way. So no one from my real life knows that I have this, and therefore I feel like I have actually earned it instead of like being like, hey, check this out. Even though I haven't done much, I just like sing and play guitar and do like subpar covers of songs, but still it feels like something that I put work into, so it feels nice that I earned it completely. But I'm not really intending to try to get fame out of this of any sort, but it is just a nice outlet because otherwise I'm learning how to play songs and it's just me hearing them, because I never play guitar also in my fiance's home because I don't want to like annoy him by me playing the same song 10 times in a row until I get it to a point where I feel comfortable filming it and posting it. Even then that takes like another 20 times to get a take that I like, and usually they're kind of shitty anyways. I'm rambling. I don't know what people are supposed to do during mukbangs. Do I just eat? Hopefully this is not super hot and too hot to eat. It's steaming. It's too hot to eat. Oh. I'm gonna try anyways. I gotta put my hair up. I don't care if you can see my armpit hair. Don't comment on it. It doesn't matter. It does not concern you. It is funny to me that it's like mukbang challenge and then it's just 4 packs of ramen. Like, mukbang challenge, binge eat. Funny story. When I was in college, I lived in this shitty apartment with one of my besties, and I think this is when I was 19. It was winter, and I'm in Washington, and it was cold out, but we didn't want to turn the heat on a lot of the time because, you know, you have to pay for that, and we're 19. So I was like fully bundled up in my house. I was like wearing like long sleeve shirt, long sleeve pants, like fuzzy socks specifically. And I was making ramen because, once again, no money. And I was vegan at the time, so I only ate the blue flavor ramen, which had a different name at the time, let me tell you. So I only made the blue flavor ramen, so I made ramen at the stove, and then I was walking over to my couch to sit down and eat, and I didn't even take the ramen. As soon as it boiled, I didn't even put it in a bowl like this. I was walking over to the couch with the ramen in a pot still, and I was holding it like this. And then I slipped because of my fuzzy socks, and I dumped the boiling ramen water all over my arm and gave myself a burn. I think it wasn't 3rd degree, but it was 2nd degree. It was 3rd right here, where you can still see a scar, but I had a burn going from here to here, and it seared my shirt into my skin. But then after that, after my roommate took me to the hospital, because, okay, here's another funny part. My roommate called my boyfriend at the time, and then he came over and was like, damn, that's fucked up. And then he just left. Should have been a red flag. We dated for another 2 years. So my roommate took me to the hospital after she called my dad, and my dad was like, go to the hospital. And so she took me because I didn't want to go, but she took me. And then they put me on a Percocet prescription. And then, that has nothing to do with any of this. Only time I've ever had Percocet, though. I've never been a pill girl. But after that, it was like kind of like a werewolf scenario where after that, I was eating so much ramen. I was eating 4 packs of ramen a day after that. So what I'm saying is I've been preparing for this my whole life. I've been ready. Ain't nothing new, baby. Yeah, and I was eating 4 packs of blue flavored top ramen almost every day. And sometimes I would do it like that, where I'd make 4 at once and then sit down with a big bowl like this and eat it. But I wasn't doing it out of a place of a challenge. I was doing it because I hated myself and was trying to feel bad, which is kind of what this is, I guess. But yeah, I've always been a noodle girl. I went to this pho place all the time in college, and I would always get the XL pho. And then one time, the guy working there told me about a pho eating contest that he thought that I should join because I ate so much pho there, and then I had to stop going there because it was so embarrassing. Sorry if this is really gross. My bad. I'm not trying to be gross. I'm just trying to eat noodles. I do love these. The quality of the noodle is not amazing. It's better than like top ramen, but it's like less, not as good as like the shin bowl, you know, noodle. The kimchi And the dried vegetable is good. I like the kimchi. I really want to make my own kimchi. I think about it every time I see Napa cabbage at the store. I see those ladies on Instagram or on YouTube that have like the big pots that you make it in, where they have like the water seal thing at the top, which I think would be pretty baller to have in my house. I eat a lot of pickled foods. I have some kind of pickled food every day, like pickles or sauerkraut or kimchi. Or, I mean, it's not pickled, but fermented gochujang, that kind of stuff. The top layer cooled down enough for me to eat, but then directly underneath it, it's just still really hot. Do I have to talk for this whole thing? I don't think so. I feel like a lot of the times people don't even talk, they just like sweat a lot, but whatever. Shout out, I'm gonna do a couple of shout outs to my inspirations. Shout out, of course, to Jacob Jones, inspiring me every day to drink and smoke cigarettes. But as I said, I'm not doing that right now. I'm on like a fun little sobriety kick. It's been a week, you know. It's not like I'm taking months off. It's only been a week so far, but I'm trying to run more, and I've noticed that I do not run as well when I'm smoking, so I'm taking some time off that. And then, I don't know. I feel like with drinking, it's kind of like I'm trying to recapture the way that I felt when I was 18 and getting drunk with my friends for the first time, and like feeling that sense of independence and wonder and like a new emotion, but it's not there anymore. Like that feeling is gone forever because I'm allowed to do it, so it's not fun. So I just don't really see the point of it anymore. I'm not really gaining anything. And also, I now have the problem where I will have 3 drinks. I won't feel drunk, but I will be hungover the next day. So I have all of the bad parts of drinking without any of the fun parts of drinking. And it just seems rather illogical for me to continue. But I am going to do it again soon. You know? I'm not going to stop. I don't have a problemo, as they say. I'm not an alky. Ooh. Okay, who else am I shouting out? I already did a Steve I. Marie shout out, but shout out again to the boy. I just listened to the 6-part Manhattan Project podcast series, my last podcast on the left, and it sent me down like a World War II spiral about the horrors of war, and thus also watching Steve Emery open old ration packets. But yeah, I said to my fiance today, because my grandfather served in Vietnam, and he passed away 2 years ago, and he's not mentally all there for the last like 10 years of his life. So I wouldn't have thought about it. It's like, oh, I kind of wish I would have asked him about any of his time there. But also he never brought it up. And he was a very tortured man. So maybe he never wanted to talk about it. So who knows? But yeah. War has been on my mind a lot recently. Can't imagine why. Nothing in our current geopolitical climate indicates anything of that sort's going to be going down soon. Okay, I need to eat some green beans. Let me tell you, going into this, my belly hurt, and it's not stopping hurting. My belly hurt before I even took a single bite of noodles. Probably from having oatmeal cookies for lunch. Not my brightest idea. A girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. I don't know if this is recording through my headphones. I just don't like the sound of like a silent house and like hearing the refrigerator buzz, and these are noise canceling, so I'm wearing them just so I don't have to hear that. It's like being in an isolation chamber. I kind of want to do a sensory deprivation tank, but I'm also afraid I'd drown it somehow. I feel like they make it impossible to drown, but I feel like I'd figure out a way to do it. I'm pretty unlucky in that way. I've made a solid dent in this. I'd say I've eaten like this much ramen in this thick. I don't know if that's a good indicator of how far I'm gone. Probably like halfway, a little under halfway. I'm making some really gross noises. But I've been really congested recently, so hopefully since this is spicy, it'll kind of unclog me. We can only hope. Pop the top off this thing. Oh, the gross one, sorry. I don't know why I wore a semi-crop top for a mukbang video. Get some Wawa going. I don't have any napkins. I don't understand having napkins in your house. Does anyone have a cold that much that they can't just use toilet paper? Good, the burping is starting. If you can see, there's some stray noodles on the table. I don't know how far this is showing down though, actually. I'm making a good dent so far. I am getting full, but whatever. There's no one here tonight to hear me complain, so we're all good. Maybe I'll stay up late and play some Sims 3. I have some coding homework to do from one of my classes, but I can do it tomorrow. I went on a 6-mile run today, and I ran, I walked 3 miles and I ran 6 miles, so I should be hungrier than I am now, but I don't have very good hunger cues. I usually can't figure out that I'm hungry until I start like physically shaking, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I have to do that thing. I do enjoy food. Like, I was a line cook for a long time, and I've worked in the food industry. Before I got my desk job, I worked in the food industry for like 10 years, and I enjoy food, but if I could snap my fingers and never have to eat again, I would. Like, 100%. Like, I feel like it's nice and it's fun, but it's kind of just something to do to pass the time. Like, I feel like I think of meals as ways to, like, compartmentalize the day, where if they didn't exist, like, time would just flow together and not have a dividing factor. I don't know if getting rid of that would be a good or bad thing. It'd be like getting rid of sleep. Like, there would be no division between the days. They would just flow. Like, I guess you could measure it by, like, the sun rising and setting, but I don't know. I might finish the noodles, but not eat the green beans and the kale that I put in, because I felt bad about not eating vegetables. Because I'm getting really full, and I don't think I should use valuable stomach space on green beans and kale. I'm getting close though. That's like a normal size serving of ramen. Ooh. This is making me feel incredibly sick. I didn't have high hopes going into this, but now my chest really hurts. Maybe I'll drink some ginger tea. That'll make me feel better. I love ginger tea. That's a pro tip. If you're ever peeling ginger, just save the skins and throw them in a cup with some hot water and some lemon juice. Boom. Ginger lemon tea. Oh, I'm getting close now. I can see the finish line. But I feel like I might regurgitate some of this on accident. Who knows? I don't know if I'm going to go to bed after this and try to sleep off the pain this is going to cause me. Like, pop like 5 melatonin and just let it ride. Or if I'm going to play some Sims 3, because I know that I'll be kept awake by pain. I'll decide once I cross that bridge. Okay, now I'm at the part, I shouldn't have put the noodles with the vegetables. That was dumb of me. Because now I'm at the part where it's like, I don't have very many noodles left, but I have to, like, fish them out of the green beans. I'm locked in now. Well, that's not all of it, but I'm gonna call it. There's that much left. It's mostly green beans. I feel like throwing up and dying, so I'm just gonna stop while I'm ahead on that one, and brace for the pain. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Let me know what you want me to do for the 500 subscriber challenge. I'll do it. I don't care. I'll do anything. I've got some ideas. I was gonna burp, but I realized that I might throw up if I burp. I've got ideas. I can do more drinking challenges. I can smoke cigarettes. I can eat ramen. I can do anything. Girls can do anything. I don't feel good. I'm gonna tell my fiance what I did, and he's gonna be like, why did you do that? You're gonna feel bad. And he's gonna be right. Now I just have to sit with the gravity of what I've done. Alright, well, I'm gonna go lay down with my dogs and try not to feel bad, but I don't think that's happening. Alright. Jesus, bye.